Alongside, late model action headed your way out of turn number 2. Staging area has been packed in there, and now you see the pace trucks making their way out. 40 times around, big payday, $5,000 to win. First night of 2 here on the Ron Jenkins Memorial.
All right, 24-car field about to make their way out onto the Lucas Oil Speedway. We will go ahead and set the starting grid for tonight's A-main event. Driver that's been perfect so far tonight. He picked up the MLRA pass quick time of the night, picked up his heat race win, and that is the driver of car number 25 out of Mount Vernon, Iowa, your pole sitter, Chad Simpson. To his outside out of Alton, Missouri, the Capital Chassis Cornet power underneath the hood. It's going to be the 12 of Scott Krigler. Back in row number 2 out of Brosley, Missouri, the Boot Heel Bandit, Mason Oberkramer, car 93, alongside the driver from Searcy, Arkansas, car number 2, it's going to be Tyler Stevens. Back in row 3, the 22 of Daniel Hilzebeck, the Capital Chassis out of Earlham, Iowa, alongside a fellow Capital Chassis, car number 45, Cole Wells out of Aurora, Missouri. In row number 4, the 8 car, your leading Sunoco Race Fuel Rookie of the Year driver. Out of Urbana, Missouri, it's going to be Dylan McCowan. And his outside out of Quincy, Illinois, the veteran driver of 7B, it's Mark Bergtorf. Back in row number 5, another youngster right here out of the Lucas Oil Speedway routes, out of Willard, Missouri. Car number 50, it's going to be Caden Cornell, the 22-year-old driver, alongside of car number 36 out of West Plains, Missouri, the two-time MLRA winner of Logan Martin. Back in row number 6, in the 11 starting spot, the 56 junior of Tony Jackson Jr., prime time out of Lebanon, Missouri. To his outside, the 26 of Glenn Powell from Nixon, Missouri. Back in row number 7, the 8X, it's going to be Matt Johnson out of Jacksonville, Missouri. Scott Bailey-powered Longhorn alongside Justin Wells from Aurora, Missouri, the 10-time Lucas Oil Speedway feature winner in 2023. In the 15 spot, Jeremy Petty out of Smolin, Kansas, in the GRT, car number 77. To his outside, Clayton Stuckey out of Shreveport, Louisiana, in car number 15C. Back in row number 9, the 7D, your consolation winner, Dusty Leonard, out of Marysville, Kansas, along with Dalton Imhoff from Jamestown, Missouri, in car number 96. In row 10, the 11H, it's going to be Jeff Herzog from Festus, Missouri, and Mola, Oregon's Justin Duty in car number 15. Row number 11, the likes of Brian Allison out of Marshall, Missouri, in the 1A, and the 14G of Trevor Gundaker from St. Charles, Missouri, as he will take a provisional spot, as well as the 1X of Aaron Morant out of Richmond, Missouri, who's starting 23rd. And you might also notice that running scratch on the field, the 32S coming into the night second in your Lucas Oil MLRA standings. That is Chris Simpson. He has jumped into a backup car for this A-feature event that has relegated him to the final starting spot on the grid by virtue of giving up his primary ride, as he will start shotgun on the field. Definitely a guy you're going to want to keep your eyes on. Another guy that's a candidate for that Swift Springs move of the race, as he's going to have a lot of work to do to get himself towards the front of the pack here tonight.
Obviously, with the season starting to wind down, Chad Simpson leads the point standings over Chris Simpson by 165. Garrett Alberson, with his choice not to be here this week, was sitting in third, going to take a pretty sizable hit point-wise, not running here this weekend. So he will drop a couple of spots at least. Chad Simpson, though, keep that momentum going. Going to be very difficult with the point spread that he has over brother Chris for anybody to really be able to make up much ground over him.
Chad Simpson, already a 2-time winner on the season. 17-time career Lucas Oil MLRA A-feature winner. Winner at the Davenport Speedway, as well as Lake Ozark Speedway. A pair of those wins for Chad Simpson already on the season. As Mike Striegel going to give the drivers the one to go this time by. 30 laps the distance, 5,000 on the line tonight. Night number 1 of the Ron Jenkins Memorial, 9th annual Ron Jenkins Memorial. Tomorrow night, the stakes get even higher, $10,000 to win, plus an additional $1,000 going home to the winner for a total $11,000 payday here tomorrow night when 40 laps go up on the board. We'll wrap the weekend up at the Moberly Motorsports Park in Moberly, Missouri, with the 3rd annual Wiener Nationals on Sunday night. Another $10,000 to win. A main event. Cars creeping through turns number 3 and 4. Simpson Krigler about to put us underneath the green at the Lucas Oil Speedway. We are underway. Chad Simpson, he'll take the whole shot, take his green flag down into turn number 1. Mason Oberkramer going to get tagged on the backside right there by the 2 machine of Stevens. As they make a little contact early on, everybody gets it sorted out. Lots of contact down into turn number 3. The 45 machine, Cole Wells going to go around in front of the field, bring out an instant caution. Tough break right there for the 45 of Wells. He was so strong earlier tonight in his heat race, got it a little bit hot down there into turn number 3 and made some contact, I believe, with Caden Cornell. As you can see, that whole left rear fender crumpled up on the 50 machine. We'll see if he pulls up to the attention of the MLRA officials here in turn number 4.
Yeah, Billy, you nailed it. That's exactly what happened. Went into 3 with a full head of steam. The only thing stopping him was Caden Cornell, gave him a pretty good little shot. And then able to keep it from making any other contact. You see some damage on the back end of Caden Cornell's ride. Not a ton back there, but a little. And that is from where that issue occurred with Wells.
Trying to get things sorted out here. Did not get a lap in the books on that one, as Wells will now pull to the attention of MLRA crew over here in the Lucas Oil start zone. Over in turn at number 4. As Simpson and Krigler will continue to pace the field. Looks like Wells going to get a thumbs up as he will make his way back into his starting position. It's a million little breaks like this that on a night like tonight, Chris Simpson's got to love. That's one car right there, one less. You didn't even have to run a lap. That he's going to need all the help he can get to get his way up through this field tonight and get a respectable finish from that 24 starting spot on the grid.
So stack them and pack them 2 wide again. That opening 3/4 of a lap, if you will. Chad Simpson, a good start to the race. Heard Ryan Mitt on that last modified feature talk about how there's very little brown out on the track right now. It has started to slick up with as many laps as has been put on it. Expect to see these drivers really start to hunt and search for every bit of grip they can get.
First half of this race is going to be really critical to get that position out on the racetrack and try and get things done just in case this track does start to go away a little bit, narrow up some racing grooves. See some moisture still down on the very bottom side of the racetrack, right down there where Caden Cornell is down in turn number 4. That cushion has been pushed way up to the wall here already tonight, so it'll be interesting to see who's got a car that's going to handle in the slick out here at the Lucas Oil Speedway. As it looks like Cornell is buckled up, left rear quarter panel back in place as he will slowly crawl down the front stretch as he awaits the field to make its way by, and he will jump into his original starting position as Cole Wells, the only driver that will be going shotgun on the field on this one. All right, Chad Simpson, Scott Krigler are going to try it once again. Good opportunity. You had a shot at it. You have an opportunity to see what the racetrack was like you said, for 3/4 of a lap, Shane. And now you get a chance to see if what I did the first time I didn't like it, so I'm going to try something different, or if it worked out great. Now you know exactly what you're going to do on this restart.
Try to duplicate it.
Try. Not that anybody's going to get in your line or anything like that, you know, so Chad Simpson, Scott Krigler, the 2 guys that are in control of this one, they can pretty much pick their line as they enter turn number 1. Simpson had a great start that last time, really put a car length on him before we even got to the flag stand. We'll see if he can duplicate that move off the exit of 4. Not sure if we need security to the tower? Possibly? No? All right, we'll see if lights go out this time by. Looks like still working on a couple of cars here in position. Had to do a little crisscrossing on that restart right there with the 45 car of Cole Wells going to the back. Everybody else will crisscross on this restart, I believe. as you see taking place right now. Series Director Ernie Leftwich getting everybody in their correct aligned position before we can drop that green flag. All right, 1 to go in the air this time by. Chad Simpson out front, the Randy Davidson Trucking, Burridge Trucking, 5-Star Shop Service, Subway, Ideal Ready Mix, Moeller Farms, Weir's Machine, Volker Trucking, Pro-Powered Longhorn Chassis. Krigler would love to pick up his first ever MLRA win here tonight. Driver out of Alton, Missouri. Scratch that 1 to go again.
And a flat for Cole Wells, it appears. Saw some crewmen running down to the hot pit. And now you see Cole Wells take a right-hand turn. So a couple more laps to give him an opportunity to get that fixed and back out. Well, the start of a 3-day weekend for the Midwest Late Model Racing Association. 2 days here at Lucas Oil Speedway. You mentioned the Wiener Nationals coming up at Moberly on Sunday, October 12th, 13th, and 14th. We'll wrap it up Adams County Speedway on the 12th, and then a double dip at Tri-City on the 13th and 14th. That will be championship weekend. $7,000 to win on that race on the 12th, also on the 14th, so a couple of other big paydays coming up. Biggest one on Sunday over at Moberly for $10,000 to win.
Always an exciting race. A lot of tire management comes into play in that one. A lot of entertainment scheduled as well. Hot dog eating contest. I believe Scott Bloomquist is going to be in attendance. Not in a racing situation.
Hot dog eating?
I don't know if he's going to be hot dog eating.
They're going to fly Joey Chestnut in?
I'm not sure. We'll double check that. We're flying in the Wienermobile. What more do you need, right?
You're flying in the Wienermobile?
Yeah, it's going to be like a blimp. It's going to be like a blimp. Going to drop it in, fly over. Yeah. All right, lights are out. I swear they're out this time. All right. Chad Simpson's asking for a fuel stop at this point. Off the exit of 4, still 30 laps to go. Off the Lucas Oil start zone. We are green flag once again. This time the whole shot's going to go to Mason Oberkramer. As he dives down to the inside, car number 93 is going to try and make the move. Not going to stick. He'll quickly drop back to the 4 spot as Chad Simpson picks up right where he left off on that original start. 25 machine out in front.
I get a feeling the bottom side of the track's going to close up pretty quick on a number of these laps with there not being a whole lot of ground down there. You may think you've got an opening and shoot the gap and try to get down there, but it's going to evaporate pretty quick with the car in front of you looking for that same amount of real estate.
Yeah, and you see McCowan working the top side right now back there in the 4th, 5th position. If he can find something on that top side, this might be one of those nights where you don't want to be Chad Simpson. You don't want to be out in front, because if McCowan or Stevens can find something on that top side of the racetrack by chance, you might be a sitting duck at that point outside right now where the 25 sits.
Dylan McCowan leading the Rookie of the Year battle for the Midwest Late Model Racing Association. Boy, he's really getting up there off of turn 4. He was really climbing the ladder, trying to find as much grip as he could. Still stays to the outside of Oberkramer.
Tyler Stevens sits back there in the 2nd spot. He's out there searching a little bit on the speedway, working a little bit higher line in car number 2. Driver out of Searcy, Arkansas. Had a pair of top 5 runs earlier in the season at Lake Ozark Speedway, 3rd and 4th respectively, back-to-back nights. as he starts to roll in on Chad Simpson, a pair of Longhorn chassis. A couple of drivers that have made the switch to Longhorn here in 2023. And right now, Stevens liking the decision to jump into that number 2 in the Longhorn here this weekend.
Whenever the SRX came in a few weeks ago, Bobby Labonte was here, and I asked him about that Longhorn chassis and the development. Says it's really something that's taken off over the last few years. Justin Labonte was the one that really wanted to spearhead that entire program. Of course, Bobby and Terry part of that as well, but we're starting to see it more and more, just even on a weekly basis, with those Longhorns getting out in the hands of late model drivers that are wanting to get top-notch materials and chassis.
9/10 of a second that last time by. The lead for Chad Simpson over Tyler Stevens. Just about a straightaway away from the backside of this field is Aaron Morant, first car that looks to be a victim to go a lap now potentially here tonight as we go quickly put 8 laps on the board, 22 laps to go for Simpson. As his lap traffic working the bottom side of the speedway, the same line as Simpson. If he gets to that point, it's going to be decision time. And sitting right there in the wings is Tyler Stevens, and it's not going to take Stevens long to catch Simpson once his lap traffic gets up in front of the race leaders.
I almost made the comment that the Hobby Time Motorsports safety crew might need to pull those big white tires back and let the cars run down on that concrete apron. And right whenever I was thinking about that, Matt Johnson clipped the big white tire over there in turn number 2. They are trying to find as much ground as they can, and it is nearly gone from the low side of the track.
Yeah, Simpson's just skating off the bottom before. As you see now, he works his way to the backside of a pair of 1 machines. Brian Allison in the 1X of Aaron Morant. We'll quickly see. Last time by 1.2 seconds the advantage. We'll see if Stevens is able to use this lap traffic to his advantage and start to chase down your race leader. That time of the line, he knocked off a half a second right there, 0.7 of a second between your top 2 drivers on the speedway.
Now having to work to the outside with lap traffic going to the inside. Simpson's been able to clear. Brian Allison goes back to where he was. Tyler Stevens has been unable to get to the bottom side of the track as he finally got around Aaron Morant and now will dispose of Brian Allison, but still climbing the ladder over in turns 1 and 2.
Still 5 cars right there in front of your race leaders. Some of them running double file, so it's going to make it really big decision-making time coming up on Chad Simpson here momentarily as Stevens sits there in the second spot a little bit further back. You got to look back to third. Scott Krigler rounding out the podium. McCowan sits in fourth, and Ober Kramer rounding out your top 5 in car number 93.
Chad Simpson back out to a 0.8 second advantage. Lap traffic has really done him in on that lap as Tyler Stevens is cutting off another half of a second. He goes top shelf. Chad Simpson nearly clips the back end of a lapped car. Lead continues to evaporate. Now Stevens to the outside.
This time by Chad Simpson's going to have to show the urgency. He knows he's got company right now, and here comes Tyler Stevens to the outside. Lap car's going to drive Simpson down on that concrete as low as he can go. He gets the tire. Chad Simpson will catch that tire as he tries to work his way around the 26 machine. Lap traffic coming into play for the first time tonight. You're about to have a new race leader here at the halfway point. Lap number 16 belongs to Tyler Stevens.
And that was not just a clip of the tire. He crushed that tire over in turn number 2. There's got to be something going on underneath the nose of Chad Simpson's car, and he still has not been able to get through that lap traffic that forced him down low.
Now he's got him out of his rhythm. He's in a totally different line now. Now he's going to go up to the Tyler Stevens line. Like I told you earlier, Stevens was in the catbird seat. He was able to search this racetrack tonight, and he has found that top side. Now can Chad Simpson find something next? As we wind this thing down a little bit further back, you got to look at Chris Simpson right now. He's up 9 spots, currently riding in the 15th position on the racetrack. Right now, your Indy 3 hard charger of the race.
Now that they've gotten through that gaggle of lap traffic, everyone now is somewhat spread out in front of your lead lap car, so they can be a little more aggressive whenever it comes to getting through all of the lap traffic now. As long as everybody continues to hold their line and not deviate from what they're doing, Tyler Stevens should be able to pick apart the back end of the field now.
Stevens clinging to a 1.24 second advantage as he now works up on the backside of Jeff Herzog. Chad Simpson still right there in the crosshairs, and Stevens now has to go clear to the top side. At turn number 2, he's up alongside the wall off the exit of 2. He's able to stretch it out and keeps it off that wall up there off the exit of the corner. He works his way around Herzog and puts one more buffer between himself and the 25 car of Chad Simpson.
So even though he washed up the track, was still getting around Herzog, he still built on that lead over Chad Simpson. Simpson was able to pick what lane he wanted to go to, navigate nobody around him at all, and Tyler Stevens still able to extend it out even more.
Stevens out in front, 9 laps remaining here at the Lucas Oil Speedway. Tyler Stevens looking for his first ever Lucas Oil MLRA feature win. Driver started back in the 4th position on the grid. As we said, a pair of wins a year ago, including 2 wins at the Louisiana State Championships. Driver of the James A. Rogers excavating entry, trying to find that victory lane, the Cedar Creek Beef Jerky victory lane for the first time in his career in this new Longhorn chassis. Still a great battle going on back there, a little bit further back. Now into turn number 1, you see Scott Krigler trying to hang on to a podium position with Dylan McCowan. A little bit of contact down the back straightaway between those 2 drivers. Running a great battle. Krigler holding the bottom side, the Royal Oak number 12. He'll open up the top side this time by Dylan McCowan. Will skate by on the outside and put himself up on top of the podium in car number 8 as we cross the line with 5 laps to go. Stevens out to an advantage 1.3 seconds, just hoping not to see a caution here in the closing laps. As we wind things down, Simpson rides back there in 2nd, McCowan clearly in 3rd. He might have the fastest car on the racetrack right now in the 8 machine as he rounds out your top 3. Driver's going to get the 2 to go this time by off the exit of turn number 4. Stevens sees the 2 to go for Mike Striegel. A couple of lap cars in front of him. Should be no harm, no foul. I say should be, but as he works on the bottom side of Justin Duty, a couple more left-hand turns and a $5,000 paycheck going to be awaiting the driver of car number 2.
Yeah, you're right about Dylan McCowan. He just turned his fastest lap of 17.3.
White flag is out for Tyler Stevens. Final time around tonight, night number 1 of the Ron Jenkins Memorial here at the Lucas Oil Speedway. He'll put it on the bottom side. Chad Simpson back within striking distance. Stevens going to keep it on the bottom side, and Tyler Stevens hand out the window. First time Lucas Oil MLRA winner at the Diamond and Dirt Tracks. Chad Simpson closes it in at the end, right on the back bumper, just 0.3 of a second back as Chad Simpson making up some ground at the end of this race. But this one tonight belongs to the driver of the 2 machine off the exit of turn number 4, race fans. The driver out of Searcy, Arkansas, the James A. Rogers Excavating, W&W Timber, Unico Bank, Keith Hammett Trucking Construction. Make a big round of applause for your A feature winner, Tyler Stevens. Stevens gets his first career win. Chad Simpson, Dylan McCowan rounding out the podium. And we will head down to Cedar Creek Beef Jerky Victory Lane and catch a word with your top 3 here momentarily.